Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. Welcome to this episode of Am I the Asshole? Our first one is from Not Willing to Share. Am I the asshole for kicking out my mom's boyfriend? When I was 17, my mom came into money. She tried to keep it quiet, but she paid off my dad's debts, bought him a small house, paid off her debts, and paid for my sister's college and set up funds for mine. She had a boyfriend at the time, and shortly after, him and his son, who was 7, moved into our new house. Over the next few years, Mom bought my sister a house after she graduated college. Her boyfriend lived with us and didn't pay anything, but he did work. When I was 21, my mom got diagnosed with cancer. It wasn't good. She sat me and my sister down and went over exactly how much money there was. She intended to give her current house to me, and both me and my sister were left with a large sum at the end of it. She asked if I would allow her boyfriend to stay in the house with his son until he got his own place. I agreed. Before she died, she told her boyfriend he would need to look for his own place, but had time to save more for that journey. For the last 4 years, he's continued to reside in the house with his son. I haven't minded because we get along okay. I pay all the bills, but he does buy food for him and his kid. He has dated off and on, mostly kept the women out of the house, which I respected him for, until his current partner. She's been in my house 3 times, and at first, besides feeling a little uncomfortable, I was okay with her. The last time, this past weekend, was the point where I lost my shit. I was making myself some lunch when she came walking downstairs. She grabbed a plate and went to grab food out of my pan. I asked her what she thought she was doing. She started telling me how I should look for somewhere else to live, and leeching off my dead mom's past relationship as an adult was pathetic. I hollered for my mom's old boyfriend. He came down and I told him I didn't know what he thought, but I wasn't going to be disrespected in my house. He wouldn't even look me in the eyes as he mumbled something about my mom promising him the house, and he was just being kind, letting me stay. First, that isn't remotely true. Mom pulled him and I together after she asked if he could stay to set expectations. My mom met him shortly before she won the money and told him and us girls that she had no intention of leaving him money. She did set aside a fund for his son for college when he gets there, but he cannot touch it. Only his son can. He's lived in this house almost 8 years without paying a dime. He should have plenty of money, and if he doesn't, that's on him. I told him he had 30 days to leave. I wasn't going to house someone who would lie and disrespect me in my house. He left that night with his son, but his ex-wife called to tell me I'm cruel and an asshole for her son losing a house. He is here every other week. I really feel like my mom didn't expect him to still be here, but my sister said she still feels like I'm breaking my promise to my mom, and that made me feel like maybe I am the asshole. I'm gonna go ahead and put this bluntly. It's been 4 years. There's no way you're the asshole when it's your house, and it was made very clear before your mom passed away. 100% not the asshole. And our final one is by Mediocre Nebula 1791. Am I the asshole for yelling at my friend when she took her nosiness regarding my girlfriend's personal business too far? I'm pissed over this, so please tell me if this makes no sense. I, 22 female, have been with my incredible girlfriend, Lane, 22 female, for just over a year now. I introduced her to all my friends about 4 months in, and since then, she's been hanging out with us, 7 including me, regularly. So I have a friend, Freya, 23 female, who is kind of nosy. For a couple weeks, Lane has been out of town. Before anyone asks, she didn't want me to come. I offered, but she said she just needed to do this alone. For family issues I won't spill here, and Freya has been nagging me like crazy about it. Me and my friends all go to the same university, and we hang out pretty much every day, so I can't avoid her. First, I thought it started with honest concern. I told her what I said before, that she's out of town for some family stuff. Plain and simple. Subtly trying to get the idea across that it's none of her fucking business. She accepted that for all of one day. She then amped it up to pressing about exactly what the family thing was. I just kept shutting her down, calmly asking her to drop it, saying that Lane doesn't want her stuff being aired out like that, which she had explicitly told me. But she just wouldn't take no for an answer. Just kept insisting that it was fine if she knew, and I would just ignore her. Last night was my last straw. We were hanging out at a local bar when Lane called me. I told my friends I'd be back in a bit and went outside to take it. Lane was pretty upset, so I told her I'd get a cab and go home so I could fully focus on her. I quickly went back into the bar to tell my friends I had to go. Mind you, I still had Lane on the line because I was only anticipating for it to take a minute. I was just saying something like, "Hey guys, but I gotta go. See you later," and pointed to the ongoing call. Freya, who was dead sober, decided it was a great idea to try to grab my phone from my hand, yelling questions at Lane. I backed up and held the phone to my chest, completely surprised because seriously, what the fuck? I yelled at her to back off and told her my girlfriend's personal stuff was none of her business. She spluttered for a second, everyone else just staring at us bewildered before I just left. I talked to Lane on the way home and told her what happened, but she said it was no big deal right now and focused the conversation on what she needed to talk about. By the time I got home, I had turned my phone on Do Not Disturb and was FaceTiming Lane, so I didn't see messages from my friends until today. Freya was pissed that I yelled at her, and two of our other friends, Toby, 23 male, and Clay, 22 male, shared the same sentiment of me embarrassing Freya by getting so angry at her when she was just worried about Lane. The rest of my friends were asking me if I was okay and siding with me. I just want to know, despite my friends and Lane telling me Freya was totally weird for it, did I overreact? I'm starting to feel a bit guilty. I never, ever yell like that. The thing is though, in this situation, how can one be the asshole when they've said time and time and time again that it's not that person's business, but that person still feels the need to try to make it their business? I feel like this was just a long time coming, and hopefully, in the end, all of this blows over and that friend understands to stay the fuck out of OP's business. Alright, that's enough stories for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Am I the Asshole? If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.